This is the opening of the Wayans brothers. This might be just the outtake. Okay.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
Taylor Tilton Tuesday. Welcome to the Taylor Tilton Show. I'm Christie Taylor, and this is...
Oh, yeah, and this is... Oh, that's my cue. That's right. This is Tina Tilton. Good morning and a happy Taylor Tilton Tuesday to you, Christie Taylor, and beyond.
And beyond.
That almost sounded real space ages, didn't it?
And beyond. Well, we are on the internet, and we are definitely communicating on the zeros and ones that are going into infinity. So happy Taylor Tilton to the Tuesdays listeners in the eons. Thank you all so much for joining us. But can I tell you?
Okay.
I really miss our long intro. I did the short version.
Well, I did hear that. There were enough zeros in there for me. But okay. So why the short intro? Why? What's going on?
Because I just feel like we need to get to it today. Woo!
Okay. Well, okay. Do what you feel, Denise Williams.
Okay, the weekend recap. Well, first of all, news alert, I am out of orange juice, which means I am not doing my cayenne peppered orange juice. I'm going to do this this water. I'm going to do some water today. I'm drinking.
Why don't you have, do you not have any like apple juice or cranberry juice? Do you not have any of that?
No, I don't really drink those kind of juices unless I'm out. But like what I buy, because I try not to drink a lot of juice because it is high in sugar. And the reason I still do orange juice is because of the citrus C of it and the fact it's a great morning's juice. It is a juice that wakes me up in the morning.
My nutritionist he said anything.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there.
Okay, I'm listening.
He said anything that's the juice, as long as the juice says low sugar, then it's good for you. But if it's just typical or concentrate and doesn't state that the sugar is low, then it's like eating or drinking candy. That's what he said.
Wow.
So low sugar or no sugar, then you are good to go. You're still getting some of those nutrients. Now, have I tried that? Don't tell them. No. But at least I remember the information. I retained the information. That's what I did. I retained it.
As ladies of a certain age, women of a certain age, over the age of the 5 and the 0, we do need to begin to adhere to doctor orders. Say that. Oh, okay, that's another song.
I know. Man, I know I do.
Well, it's time for our weekend recap. It's very short. I think that's why I want to get into it because number one, on Friday, I'm really into my new Flow Media Manager, Fraser Connect, getting my wheels turning in the Fraser community. Shout out to Dr. Nicole Gates. But I did have a chance also because we are into cohorts. We're not going to get into how we feel right now, but for the next level Memphis, we have CEO meetings, typically virtually. But one of my CEOs, she was like, let's get together because she's in Memphis. We have a Memphis chapter and a Nashville chapter. So those of us in Memphis, we've been broken up into groups. And me and Philanice, she decided that she owns a towing company. And we decided to get together and break bread. So then her partner also came. So we were at Crosstowns on Friday, 6:30ish. And had a great time at the Wolf River Brisket. Now, of course, they're not a sponsor yet, but, we're going to shout them out because that's where we were hanging out, going through our notebooks. But I think it was more talking and more beverage drinking, libations.
Oh, are you insinuating adult beverage drinking?
Well, that's what they ordered. And I think I had some tea. I think.
That's what they ordered. Ooh,
They did.
there she goes again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, throwing people under the bus. I'm gonna tell you about Christie and this double Dutch bus in just a minute. I'm gonna let her finish talking first, though. They were
Wait a
drinking the stuff.
minute.
No,
I'm not throwing them under the bus. They're adults. I'm not a social drinker. I mean, I have to like look at the menu and determine like, okay, is that sweet enough? Speaking about sugar and juice, I need a lot of sugar and libation. Do you hear me? I can't take the grown people brown liquor. You know what I'm saying? Give me the candy
I don't
drink.
know about no libation, whatever you just said. I do not know that.
Libation.
What is that?
Libation. Libation is basically a fancy way of saying liquor. That's all.
Well, just say liquor. That's what we know. We're in Memphis. We do not know libation. That's probably a California word.
You know, okay.
Washington.
Years ago, speaking about that, I used to live when I lived downtown, and I was living at the Gay Oso, and they have the rooftop, and of course, more people have done this since then. But I used to host with my bonus checks from my radio years. And don't make me cry right now thinking about how much money I used to do this. But I used to have I used to have rooftop parties called Sip at Sunset. And I would just pretty much, I would blow my money on having these gatherings. And most of the people I didn't even know, I would send out these fancy invitations to all my media friends. And I would say, hey, I'm inviting my cool friends to bring their cool friends to the Sip at Sunset. It started at Sunset, right there on the river, Gay Oso, Pembroke. And I remember on the invitations, I would say tantalizing morsels and libations.
Lord have mercy.
And people were like, and they would be like, what's that?
They didn't know whether to bring their whips and chains or what, because that sounds very sensual to me. I'm like, okay. But since you said libation means liquor, then I can only imagine somebody going to saying, dude, pick me up some Mad Dog 2020 from the libation store. Really? Really? Where they do that?
Okay. I get your point. And honestly, to even make things better / worse is I would have DJs, Chris Brown for one, because that's when I was living downtown. We were still, Clear Channel was still at the 112 Union. And I said, Chris, I want to start the music off. And he did, because so many people would do it just for the strength of love and camaraderie. All my TV friends and those who were in the radio. And then their cool friends would come. Stephanie Skerlock used to say, girl, I keep your invitations. I need to ask her, does she still have my invitations?
Oh, anyway, wow. That's cute.
Wait, to make it better and worse, I would say, Chris, I want you to start it off with world music. Girl, I would have him playing the Afro-Peruvian. I would have him playing that soca music. And then he was like, okay, Chris, we can only do this when people
who is Afro-Peruvian?
But once they're here, it's a style of world music.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Basically, Black people music that's not in the United States. Does that work better?
Okay. So this makes me sound very uncultured.
Globe. He would have to play world music. Oh my God. But no, don't feel that way, because actually Chris Brown was like, we can only play this while they're coming in, because true enough, people will come in looking like, first of all, she got tantalizing morsels and libations. Now we're listening to some soca music. And then he was like, but once everybody gets here, I got to put on things that they were accustomed to listening to at Alfred's on Beale Street. You hear me?
Well, that trumps me hosting male strip night then. So I guess you're tantalizing.
No, that does not. Back in the day when you were doing that definitely you. Oh, good morning, Anita Jones, aka Mama. No, but back in the day, that was one of the things. So this weekend, and I definitely had a chance to break bread with Philanice and Mr. Winters at Crosstown. And then coming into Sunday, it was all about, I squeezed in an interview that I need to finish editing. And then I headed over tardily to, I know that's not a word, ladies and gentlemen, but I just felt flowed to the podcast center, because every first and second Saturday, Tina Tilton.
Sure were. Hold on. Yeah, you sure were. 30 minutes. Okay, her tardedly equals 36 minutes late. That's what you was.
No,
yes.
My students said I was 17 to 20 minutes late, and they're more accurate than Tina. I'm just saying.
No, you were not there no 12:17. Yes. It was 12:36.
No. I was there before 12:30. But the point is that my students enjoyed and engaged, and they thoroughly did. It was a small, intimate class, and they really, first of all, it was so interesting because there were some gentlemen, and I just gave them space to have camaraderie. And it was like, I was like, okay, y'all ready? And it's like they had gone on a tangent, so I would just let them talk. And then I would try to bring them back in, but it's like I let them talk, because they were really engaged in the lesson and how it sparked other things that they were thinking about. And I believe both of those gentlemen will be bringing their podcast to radio. And I'm super excited about that. So then, of course, after that, I'm almost done with mine. After that, Tina was like, let's go get something to eat. So me, Tina, and our newest member of our team, Olivia.
My daughter. My 8-year-old daughter, by the way.
Her 8-year-old daughter, because she is the official photographer now of the podcast center, because we like, hey, let's take these pictures. And we gave her the smartphones, and she did really good. She actually took really great pictures.
And thanks to Christie Taylor, now she's mad at her dad because her dad wouldn't take her. No, they did go to Best Buy, but dad didn't buy her that new iPhone that she wanted so that she could take pictures at the podcast. Yeah, Sam said, you don't need a phone right now. And I said, oh, Lord. So she came home yesterday. Her eyes were all red and watery. I said, oh, Lord, what's the matter? I said, well, whatever it is, you just need to follow your dad because your dad has the right answer. And I knew it was something that she probably
so what we
didn't
can
get.
do. Right. But you know something? This is a slick way to take her to the next level. Is like we give her a actual camera. So then she's not on a smart
camera for Christmas. She hasn't charged it.
Well, let's charge it up and have her start taking pictures at the podcast center like this Saturday.
No. She'll be at a birthday party this Saturday. She can't work this Saturday.
Oh, she can't work this Saturday? Okay, so
she'll be at a birthday party. Yeah.
Okay, well, the rest of my weekend recapping mulls over into Sunday, where one of our former podcast students who I'm helping with her writing sessions with her radio drama, Capri, we basically did an early morning session, and then I just kind of tried to unwind, but of course I found things to do that occupied my mind. But the one thing that I was kind of a little disappointed in myself is that I did not get deep into my creative writing. I did touch the feature film script, but I did not, and I actually reworked some of the first 10, 11 pages, sent it to my co-writer, Sheila E. Bell, and waiting for her to give me feedback to make sure I'm on the right path. But I did not get a chance to.
Kennedy. Someone's at the door. Sam will get it.
Wait.
But Kennedy is she's not happy right now.
Just had to show up today. Well, that's my weekend, and now I am tossing it to you, Tina, while I finish
you
my
are. You are now that I have a barking dog. Okay, it's tossed to me. I don't know nothing about no weekend recap. Okay, let me try. Let me try. Why is the doorbell still ringing? Hey, somebody's at the door.
Okay, well, let's do this then.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Friday. Oh, wait. Kennedy is not gonna let us be great right now. Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know.
Well, let me say this then. I'll take this over. I'm gonna take this over real quickly. The Taylor Tilton Show is brought to you by Christie Taylor Consulting, the Podcast Center, and Bumpin' 96.3 FM. Christie Taylor Consulting is a communications and public relations agency offering creatives, entrepreneurs, corporations, and nonprofits core communication and PR services, as well as media training, voiceovers, podcast development, and script consulting for radio, TV, and film. Whatever your need is, we are here to serve. You can check me out at ChristieTaylorConsulting.com. And as far as the podcast center, I'm doing this on behalf of Tina Tilton because Kennedy is barking. The podcast center is a full-service production television. Now, clients can choose in studio, on location, or remote production to create those high-quality content. And through a strategic partnership that includes Flynn Broadcasting and Comcast Southeast, they are also able to help their clients podcast and broadcast to the world. Be sure to check them out online at the podcastcenter.memphis.com. And let's see if Tina Tilton can take away Bump It 96.3. You got this? You got it? Uh-oh. Let me keep it going. Bump It 96.3 FM is a throwback hip-hop radio station in Memphis, Tennessee, featuring those legendary hip-hop artists and classics from the 1970s to the early 2000s. And if you want to get crunk with Project Pat, Foxy Brown, A Tribe Called Quest, and the legendary Grandmaster Flash, you definitely want to check us out on the radio or online, bumpin963.com. All right, welcome back to the Taylor Tilton Show. Taylor Tilton, okay. I'm Christie Taylor. Uh-oh. Tina must still be handling Kennedy.
Okay, and I'm Tina Tilton.
Okay. So I had to do all of the sponsors.
I know, the dog was still barking, and I was trying to fix it. And
okay.
Yeah, and she's still barking.
Your weekend. So what can you remember? I know you were at the podcast center Saturday. I know that much. And that we went out to.
I'm having that Kennedy out.
Okay. So as she's letting Kennedy out, I will tell you all, ladies and gentlemen, that Tina Tilton has also been burning the midnight oil. I don't know about the midnight oil, but she's definitely been providing me texts saying, hey, we've got this going on with Bumpin' 96.3. Hey, we have this going on, including the fact that we're going to be kicking off. Make sure you share this with your family and your friends, that we're going to start kicking off Bumpin' 96.3, celebrating 50 years of hip hop parties. Yes, starting at the end of this month, we're going to have
Okay. All right. Well, that is true. You're no. Yeah, you're just trying to drink. Too bad, because I have a barking dog over here. But no, we are about to kick those events off. We're not going to share who we got coming yet because it's not well, let me put it this way. The T's are not crossed and the I's are not dotted. Not quite yet. But oh my gosh, the stage is so being set. But pertaining to let me backtrack since you were talking about the weekend recap. The only thing I can remember. Okay, so you guys heard Christie. You guys heard her say that she was in this weekend cohort. That means this class. We're taking classes to learn how to better our businesses, and they're great classes. I tell you, they are great.
Commas. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And yesterday, I'm trying to tell you, I was mentally exhausted. Yes, I was. I was mentally exhausted.
Tina Tilton, that's not fair. You need to give them an idea of why you were exhausted. You got to give them the weekend recap. Hey, good morning, Sandra Buford. I love you too. So why were you exhausted?
I'm always exhausted. This ain't nothing new. Ask my mama. Besides class and work and radio and TV and children and being a wife and a pet owner, I don't know. I'm always tired. So let's just sum it up like that. So yesterday,
so then Monday, what happened?
Yesterday,
which is not the weekend.
Right. Oh my God, you're so right. You're sure right about that. But I'm still finna tell it because I had just finished. So Lit Lovely Lisa, big shout outs to another one of our team members. She is the program director for Bumpin' 96.3 FM Memphis, Throwback Hip Hop. And she called me and said, Tina, I got pink eye in both of my eyes. I can't see the computer, girl. They hurt so bad I can't see nothing. I said, oh no. Well, of course, get well soon. I hope you feel better, but I'm glad you called because now that means I'm going to have to step up, and that's fine. As the general manager, that's fine. I'm going to step up to the plate and do what you typically do. So in addition to my general manager or general sales manager duties, and big shout outs again to All Star Hot Wings, specifically on Perkins. They are one of our sponsors. And shucks, yesterday I met with another potential sponsor. I ain't gonna tell you who that is yet because we got to cross T's and dot I's on that. But I had to go in and kind of maneuver the music and listen to it and do some things with the playlist. And cook, because I cooked my family a full-fledged dinner. We had fish, we had baked fish, that is. We had rice, a bed of rice a rice pilaf to go under our fish. We had broccoli, we had sweet potatoes. So, and by the time it was time for our class. It was 6 p.m. I actually had just finished eating, maybe 5:30ish, and I said, my God, I got 30 minutes to go. I'm not prepared. I'm not ready. They've already told us that we only have 2 classes to miss before we are kicked out. So I said, I can't miss it. Okay, well, I'll just go in. I ain't gonna talk much, but I'll go in. I ain't ready.
I'm in class.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm telling you, yeah, body, you got a warm body here. I'm here. And when I got in class, when class began, one of the teacher asked a question of those of us that were in the Zoom, and Christie Taylor was one of the first ones to respond to that question. And
no. She called on me. She was asking. Okay. Yeah, she called because she was trying to get us engaged, and everybody apparently was feeling like Tina yesterday, including me. And so our facilitator out of Nashville, she then, because this is a virtual class, the next thing I know, she highlighted me on the Zoom. So then I'm like, okay, I guess I'm talking. And it was about the recap of the weekend and our CEO meetings. And I talked about how me and Philonise met.
Yeah,
and how Mr. Winters.
That whole story that she just gave y'all.
Tina's group.
Yeah.
Okay, and Tina was, okay, go ahead.
Well, yeah. So the story that you just gave the listeners a minute ago about you hanging out with Philonise and some other people for this class, then she said, But Tina didn't come, and I don't know what she got going on over there, what she thinking, and so on and so forth. And I said, oh my God. And then so the facilitator then says, well, Tina, tell me what you think about the CEO meeting. Ma'am, I don't even know. I'm in the back of the class right now, and I'm tired. That's exactly what I said. I have not done any homework. I don't know.
You were supposed to tell off on yourself. She just asked.
Yes, I do. The Lord loves honesty and truth, and I gave it to her. I said, I ain't ready.
Well, see, Tina, she was just asking about what you, Mr. Winters, and Whitney Joy have been doing. And that was all she was asking. But Tina done went into a full-fledged, I ain't do my homework.
Because I'm like, don't ask me nothing. In other words, don't ask me nothing. But then again, guess what? She turned around still and asked me, what is your elevator pitch? Ma'am, I don't know nothing about the podcast center right now. I can't even tell you. I ain't got no elevator pitch. Right now, I got one step. We're not in the elevator. We're on the first step.
That was hilarious.
I know.
Hilarious because
you know what?
Tina, wait a minute, because Tina talks about the podcast center every day, and the very fact that she
you know what? I know I thought the same thing, but I was so in a zone and so trying to stay awake. And so it was so challenging for me. It was so challenging for me yesterday because my mind had been on bumping from the time I had gotten up that morning, 3 or 4 o'clock that morning. My mind was on bumping. So my mind was radio focused just all day. And then 5:30, I took a break. I was done eating. And it was time to get on this thing at 6 o'clock. So I'm finding it challenging. I'm finding it to be challenging for me to switch on and off so quickly like that. Because again, I've been radio focused for 12 plus hours. And now I need to be podcast focused for these 3. And I said, I don't know. Man, I don't know.
Wait a minute, ladies. It's like somebody asking you your name, and you're like, "Huh, my name?
Not my name.
What is
It's
my name?"
Tina.
That's what
What's
it
your
was.
name? Tina. Hope Tilton. Which one you want? Married or not? You want the married name?
That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah,
That honestly was what it's like. It was like you were like,
I promise, because
"I'm
I
a
was out
wife,
once.
and now you want me a personality."
Yeah, right. I mean, right.
That was
Yes,
funny.
I mean, as it is, I did have to get off early because my child was kind of spazzing out, and I said, "Lord, I got to go into mommy mode now." So I gotta turn all of this off because she is important. She is the most important. And sorry,
Yeah,
30
she is.
minutes, whatever. They want to dock me or whatever. Do what you got to do because I'm going to tend to my daughter.
Wait,
So
actually, you were
she's
not the
better.
only person who jumped off
Oh,
at 8 o'clock.
oh, for real? Yeah.
The class almost went to half size. I was like, wait a minute, Tina's gone too.
Yeah.
But that's why I went at the last like 10 or 15 minutes. I was like, hey, can you jump on to do the survey? Because I think we
What
only
I
do the
say?
survey.
What I say?
No.
No, I
Let me
did. I
read it
said nope.
verbatim. No.
Yeah.
Let me do
Oh,
it verbatim.
okay.
She said, nope, tending to Olivia.
That's exactly what I said. That's what
She
I
was
meant.
like,
I'm
okay.
like, I'm not coming back in there. I ain't coming back in there. I'm gonna see what my daughter wants and make sure that she knows that
Oh,
she is the most important outside of
important.
that. Yeah.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
And then,
So
just
basically,
take the hit.
Tina had on. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue. I want to talk about you real quick.
No, that's fine. I'm
But
finished.
she is the most important. Yeah, she is the most important, and that's the beautiful part about all of this is that whatever we do in life, we need to make sure. Remember, as they say in these cohorts, what is your why? And if your why is family, if your why is making an impact, you got to make sure that in the busyness of what we do, we don't forget the family and the impact. That's the thing that I think sometime in any career, not just entrepreneurship, that
Right.
when it comes to making a living, yeah, that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you something else, Tina. Now you text me about you don't got a new hobby. What you got? Now? How you got a new hobby when you? Okay, let me say this. So she had on 3 wigs yesterday. She had the general manager wig on all day. Then she switched it to the podcast center wig,
You
and
know.
then she switched it. Then you switch it to the mommy wig. Now, how do you tell me you got a new hobby? What's the hobby?
You
Sleeping?
are so right. How do you know? Oh, because I posted that. Oh, yeah. That was my GM wig. Yeah, you're right. Then when I got on the class on the Zoom, then I had on the other one. Yeah, because that other one was too long. I said they don't need my share wig for this. I'm going right here. I'm too sleepy for this. Oh Lord, Kennedy, you are just having your way today, aren't you? Look, my new hobby should be
Okay.
getting me a quieter pet. That's what my new hobby should be. Getting
Well,
maybe
wait a minute.
maybe
Your mom has spoken. She
what she
said she
say?
still. Ooh, mom. You need to put your daughter wig on. Mama said she still has to pencil me in her busy schedule. 3 exclamation points and rolling eyes, baby. Wait a minute. Tina.
Well, if the team would stay healthy, then I could
That-
just focus on my role, and then
Well,
I could be done at 5 p.m. like normal people, 9 to 5. But nah, somebody had a policy extra last week.
hold
Nah,
on, Tina.
somebody got a peak eye this week.
Tina, I gotta lay it on you. And me too, mommy. I need my sister time.
Oh, wait a
And
minute.
Amy okay. Now Olivia should be in school, so she shouldn't be popping up comments.
Wait a minute. Everybody wants this. Well, I tell you one thing, Sam, stay off of this. Stay off. Don't no inbox. Do not inbox Christie Taylor right now. But okay, so
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. It's the
Good
bottom of the
morning.
hour. Thank you all so much. And happy Taylor Tilton Tuesday. And if this is a Sunday replay for you, happy Sunday to you. And let me tell you something. I am geeked and excited that the Taylor Tilton Show is really growing and people are responding to it. I actually went to yesterday, which is not the weekend, which is why I didn't bring it up. I attended a class at the City of Memphis Office of Diversity and Business Compliance. I think that's how you say it. And I actually bumped into a young lady who knew me from way back in the day, but she also said, and I listened to your podcast. I said, well, Tina, Tilton. She said yes. So Tina
Oh,
Tilton, we out here. So okay, and this at the bottom of the hour, and you are listening to the Taylor Tilton Show, which is brought to you by. And this time, Tina, it's time for you to do it. Brought to you
oh, you want
by
to go first? Okay. I ain't saying yours now. You got to
Christie
say your
Taylor,
own.
Christie Taylor Consulting, the Podcast Center, and Bumper 96.3. And I will do mine again. My company is a communication and PR agency that offers you all, yes, whether you're a creative, an entrepreneur, corporation, and if you're a nonprofit organization, I can help you with your communication, your PR, also media training, voiceovers, podcast development, script consultant. If you've got radio, TV, and film ideas, whatever it is, I'm here to serve you. It's all about elevating your story. Matter of fact, elevating your story is my business. All right, Tina Tilton, it's your turn.
Also sponsored by the Podcast Center, where we are a full-service production facility for podcasting, traditional radio, and cable television, and clients can choose in-studio, on-location, or remote production to create high-quality content. So you can contact us at 901-468-3097, and sponsored by our newest baby that Christy and I share, Bump at 96.3 FM Memphis, a traditional radio station that plays throwback hip hop. And Bumper 96.3 is looking for those weekend DJs and talk show hosts. So guess what? For 1 hour, you can play your own music and discuss topics that are on your mind. But you do have to attend an orientation. And we do have one coming up this Saturday, March 11th at 12 noon. It is taught by yours truly over yonder to my left, Christy Taylor. Christy Taylor. So if you want to have your own radio show, or if you want to have your own radio show or talk show, then you can contact us again, 901-468-3097, or send Bumpin' an email, bumpin963fm.com. But my hobby, I got a brand new hobby, Christy. And you know what? I can't even so much call this a hobby. So when this is said and done, when I'm not doing class, when I'm not hanging with mommy, when I'm not hanging with sister, when I'm not hanging with hubby or daughter, when I'm not doing podcast centering stuff, I like to just chill in my bed and watch documentaries. So my brand new hobby, honey, Lord, let me tell you how I found it though. The day that the games, the NBA Suits All-Star game. Yeah, that's it. When the NBA All-Star game came on television, everyone was geeked up about watching the NBA All-Star game. And so my husband and I, we were watching it. He was in one room, I was in the other. But it really didn't entice me. It seemed like they were just playing. Like y'all ain't playing ball for real. Y'all just playing around like some high school boys that's just at the community center on the court. For real. So I said, I'm not fixing to watch this. What else do I want to watch? And I was scrolling through the television guide, and I saw where it said something about a WWE documentary on The Undertaker. And I said, I remember him. I think he's saved now. Let me watch this. And lo and behold, Lord, I have been watching these WWE World Wrestling Entertainment, I guess, documentaries. They are so amazing. And when I was looking at them, it's so amazing to me how young and youthful these guys were and their bodies were. Because if we were to walk past anyone right about now, probably with the exception of Hulk Hogan, I wouldn't know anyone. I would not know The Undertaker by. I would not know Mick Foley. I would not know the Ultimate Warrior. And I'm just learning these guys because I've been watching these documentaries. So one day, Olivia came in the room when I was back here chilling and said, let me go to my go-to. If it ain't Jesus, I'm going to wrestling. So I went I know. So I didn't feel like a scripture that night. So I went to the WWE, put on another documentary. Olivia saw it. Lo and behold, this past Friday or Saturday night, she wanted to come in bed with me and watch the next WWE, and she didn't want to go to bed. I said, baby, you got to go to bed. When it went off, it's time for you to go to bed. You cannot stay back here with mommy. You got your own room, go to bed, go to sleep. But when I tell you, she even told Sam about these WWE documentaries. So now last night, My husband attempts to watch it, and he was like, "Oh my goodness, this is so good, but I'm so sleepy. I'm gonna have to catch it tomorrow," which is today. So chances are very high when we get in later because we have
All
a
three of
gentleman.
you all will be
Oh
up.
yeah, yeah, we're gonna be watching WWE. But what? Here's
Hey.
so funny, Christy. They are full of muscles, but each and every one of them have been on that screen crying lately. They're
Oh,
older men.
wow.
They're in their 50s, 60s, or whatever, and some of them, can't walk really well. Some of them are not even alive, if you will. Steroids was very prevalent in their
Back
days when
then.
they were wrestling. Yeah, and they just were. I mean, their muscles were huge. But one of them is so scrawny now. It's like you were a wrestler. Oh, child, yeah, they
Wow.
did you bad. They did you bad. They did you bad. But just their, even outside of their appearance, even just their inward spirit is just so meek now and so sensitive and tender, which is what's really attracting me. I'm like, wow, look at these once big buffed men that are now just as meek as a lamb. And I think that's what is attracting me. Now, I don't know what's drawing Olivia. I don't know what's drawing Sam. I think Sam, he remembers these guys when he was a little boy. But me, I'm just being introduced to them because it's a documentary, and I love documentaries. And I was even in awe that how they talked about who was going to win the match. I never knew that. I've always thought that sports is sports. The guys go in a wrestling match in the ring, they fight, they wrestle, and someone wins because they are the best. Nah. Somebody wins because it's set up in advance. I said, Lord have mercy, they're friends, but they act so hard and big and bad. You know how before a match, yeah, I'm gonna get you and I'm gonna knock you out and I'm gonna punch you in the head. You're gonna be dead. You're gonna, stuff like that. Oh yeah, I learned the lingo in just a couple of weeks. And so, and the other one, says the same thing, but they get in the ring. You think they have this real beef with each other, but per this documentary, behind the scenes, in the back room before they go out on stage, if you will. Hey, brother, you all right? Yeah. I got a little sprained ankle, so watch my ankle. Be careful of my ankle.
Wow.
Okay, gotcha. So this what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit you on the rope like this, and then you just flip like this, and then we're gonna do this, da da da. That's exactly what they were doing.
Choreographed.
But
They were
come out like,
choreographed in the fights. Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So I was just, it was good. So I just been watching them. They yeah. The song says get your Netflix and chill. So now I got me a WWE and chill. So that's my new hobby.
Well, that is your new hobby. I love it. I like that because, okay, first of all, like you say, you're already into documentaries, and now to be able to expand this into sport documentaries is amazing. Wow,
Yeah.
I like your recap too.
And you know what? Here's another funny thing.
Since you talked about what?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like my daughter, since my daughter is a very meek child as well. And I was sharing with my husband one day, I said, you know what? I would not be a bit of surprised if Olivia ends up being a female wrestler. And he said, you think so? I said, because she's a very meek child. These people really were meek when they were in their younger days before they became a wrestler. And we've been fostering for 13 years. We just recently closed our home and we've stopped it. But even when we've had children in the house, she always, I can't say finds a way, but the children typically pick on her, and she is the one that gets hit the most in the house. Wow. And I would tell her, hit them back. And she wouldn't. I'm like, mommy, look, mommy's standing right here. Trust me, they ain't finna hurt you. Hit them back. She would not hit them back still. And I'm like, girl, oh my goodness. So it just kind of reminds me of myself growing up, like was not very vocal at all, didn't talk much because the children or my peers mocked or teased me for my voice. Your voice sounds funny. Okay, well, I didn't make it, but so I shut up. I just clammed up and I didn't talk a lot at all. Again, even when I pledged AKA, my line name is Timid T, as in quiet, timid. I'm timid.
Wow.
Uh-huh. So I'm looking at that right now and saying, okay, so again, if the enemy, that's the devil for you people that are may need a little breakdown. If the enemy could have kept me silent and quiet, then I know beyond a shadow of a doubt I would never be in the position that I'm in now. So
Correct.
I'm grateful for that. So I'm looking at that and going, okay, she's about that age, 8 or 9, where the enemy will start to speak and she make suggestions and this and that, and she has to finagle what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's not good, and who she is. He'll attack your identity, things like that. So I was like, honey, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if my child becomes one of those pretty little old things in the ring and makes her some money being a fighter.
What you said? Your mom just said Olivia is not a fighter. Oh my goodness, that is so true. Okay, when it's all said and done, she's here from you. Oh, and then she did give you compliments but when it's all said and done, she said that you are there for her and she thanked you, daughter.
Oh, thank you,
another thing, while she may end up being a WWEFG fighter.
Don't know. I'm just watching her right now as a parent.
She may also find her fighting spirit very well in legal. She could become a public defender. She might end up becoming a high-powered attorney. Somebody who fights the social causes of other people. Her fighting spirit might come in that way. But right now, I just need her to be the best photographer for the podcast center. Look at me, imagine.
So she can have pictures to prove of her fighting spirit. Okay.
Exactly. And Tina, before we get into what you don't know about us, you're talking about your newfound hobby and how it really is a sacred space. WWE.
You gotta watch the Taylor Tilton Show. Listen to us every Tuesday, 9 a.m. right here on Facebook Live, Instagram, Spotify. Let me stop being silly. I'm sorry, my dog. She's looking at me like I'm about to bark at you in just a minute.
It really did trigger. It made me think about when you do get to a certain age that, like, what are the hobbies? Like, and I found just now a list of some really great hobbies for those who are 50 hobbies. But I don't like the way they said that 50 hobbies for seniors. Can we just say some of the greatest hobbies for the people after 50? And look, the ultimate guide hobby.
Oh, that's you, Christy.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm an old Jesus. You over 50?
I'm just months over 50.
Oh, no. You almost a year over 50.
Almost double count. You heard Brandy.
Okay, so these are great hobbies for when you're 50 and beyond. Okay, can we agree on that?
Okay.
These are great hobbies for those who are 50 and beyond.
Yeah, give it to us. What we got?
Playing an instrument, cooking,
crochet.
Yeah,
playing an instrument.
These are indoor hobbies that people can enjoy. Learning how to pick up that instrument. Maybe it's something that you used to play and you can get back to it. Cooking.
Okay.
Well, you cook as a way of life, so that wouldn't be good for you. Crochet. Right now, your WWEFG documentaries are good. Writing, solving puzzles, some great outdoor hobbies. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you are 50 and over, hiking, camping, gardening. Some healthy hobbies include yoga, tai chi, dancing. Put those dancing shoes on. If you love the water, they say boating, fishing, swimming, shelling. Oh, wow. Looking for shells. Snorkeling. And if you're like athletic and you're like, I want to be outside and flexing my muscles and things of that nature, golfing, pickleball, bowling, croquet, spectator sports is good. Now, if you're single 50 and over, wine and restaurant clubs, I know that's right. Painting, photography, bird watching, candle making. Ooh, especially if it's really good. Now, if you're in a couple mode, they're saying traveling, RV road trips, swing dancing, adopting a pet. Ooh, no more pets for you, Tina. Like working with your hands, they suggest woodworking, collecting, classic car restoration, axe throwing, and there's actually an axe throwing Um, oh wow, is it downtown or midtown? But anyway, that would be good. Okay, 50 and over. Hobbies for women. All right, board and card games, art and crafts, antique. How come we can't be doing the anyway, book clubs, horseback riding. And if you want to be a person who's always giving back and you're like, I still want to extend that when I'm 50 and over, volunteering, fundraising, fostering animals, making money. All right. Okay. Let me pause on that. Oh, like selling things online. Okay. Lifelong learning, go back to school. And if you're a person who loves being online, these are some great hobbies. If you're 50 and beyond, podcasting.
Is that on there?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, creating a podcast, YouTube, video games, social media. Well, I think they also mean that you can listen to podcasts, which of course I would also say create a podcast. Video games, social media, getting into those Facebook groups and Instagram and Pinterest. And if you've always been a history buff like Tina, genealogy. My mom's youngest sister, Anretha, she does that. So these all appear to be AARP approved hobbies.
Yeah, I hear you, but you know what I heard while you were saying all of those great hobbies for people 50 and over. I heard break your foot dancing.
Oh,
that's what I heard. That's what I heard. I heard drown while you're trying to snorkel. That's what I heard. Just tell you. I heard break your elbow while you're trying to throw an axe. I heard get stung going outside and get bit by that dog that you fostering. Those are the things that I heard. Now I know you didn't quite mention it like that, but
I did. No,
plus,
okay.
As a 50-year-old plus, I'm like, I ain't doing it.
Okay,
I ain't doing it.
Definitely, those are not for you. Oh, but your mom said shopping for her is her favorite hobby. She even got emoticons of a shoe, some lipstick, a dress.
Oh yeah, now that's any hobby. I mean, that's any age, Mama.
That's right.
Who else has a hobby?
Latondra, hey, good morning, Latondra Lewis.
Hey, good morning.
She said fishing for me and also scrapbooking.
Mosquitoes. Mosquitoes and paste. I ain't doing that. You talking about mosquitoes outside where the fish are, and then scrapbooking. You're gonna need some paste and some glue. That's something I'll have to clean up later. How about you guys? I'm gonna give you my hobby again. Maybe you guys could take lessons. Get in your bed, turn the TV on, and find your favorite movie, series, cartoon, documentary, and just let your thumb move. That's it. That's a very safe hobby.
Okay, very safe. Well, some of the people Netflix and chill now that they probably want to do something different. But I get it. They binge watch a lot now. But you know something? Let me just say this. I will make this part of my what you don't know about me, because so much of my life is a creative life. As I was just thinking about, what you were talking about, hobbies, and then finding those hobbies after 50, because I am a creative, because writing and all that kind of stuff, and and going to museums is a part of my ordinary life. I was thinking that I need to, with me being, great hobbies for me, 50 plus, could be more like outdoors, like you said, getting stung by the bees, but going hiking, or I would love to finish
falling off a rock. Okay, what else?
I would like to go snorkeling, but you said
getting drowned. Okay, what else?
Okay, horseback riding.
I'm trying to keep you safe.
Horseback
Lord
riding.
have mercy, falling off a horse. Come on now. That horse stands about 6 feet tall. That is a very high fall for somebody our age. We're gonna break every bone.
Okay, now what if I take this up as a hobby? It's a hobby, but it's an extension of my creativity, photography. I bought an entire camera, ladies and gentlemen, that I still need to go ahead and finish. Can that be a safe hobby for me, Tina? Photography?
Oh, yeah, that sounds, yeah. That sounds very close to podcasting, which is, we're located at 6510 Stage Road, Suite 2.
What I don't know about me is that I have so. Oh, now you done made it a job again. Oh, shucks. Oh my God. But anyway, I guess what y'all don't know about me is I don't have a clear hobby, because so much of what I do is a part of my
your everyday life, creative jobs anyway.
So what y'all don't know about me is Christie Taylor doesn't have a hobby. What I don't know about you.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, getting to know me, getting to know Tina Tilton, actually is a little different from the hobby situation. But you just heard one of my younger babies, and I change diapers every day.
Mm-mm.
I do, I do, and this
Now
is not
Kennedy
from a
said,
human.
Kennedy is like, you didn't have to throw me under the double Dutch bus.
Yes,
OMG.
yes, throwing her under the bus. So that's my younger baby, you guys. But she is a fur baby. We are still trying to.
I
Okay, let me
told
say
you
this.
she needs to go to obedience school.
I'm gonna have to put her in it now. I'm so for real because I said, oh my goodness, she does not pee in the house just because she wants to pee. She's at the stage, and she hasn't outgrown it yet, where she gets super excited, and when you bend down to pick her up, she just tinkles, and it's like, no, don't pee in the house, you pee outside. Either she's super excited, or when she knows that she's doing something that she shouldn't, like eating under the table, eating crumbs. Like, no, come from under the table, come here. And when you call her over, she tucks that tail in and she scoots and scoots. But as she's scooting, she's peeing. I said, girl, get your tail outside and go outside and go pee pee. Do not pee pee in the house. No pee pee in the house. Look,
Lord,
she's
she
looking
got
at me like,
she got a nervous bladder.
yeah. Whether she's excited, happy, or afraid, Yeah, she just pees. So I
Lord
say
Jesus.
going to the stove, and it ain't the libation stove. It's just the stove to go get some Pampers because I have to go get some doggone newborn Pampers once a month for this dog, so that she won't get overly excited on somebody and pee on them. Whether it's me, Sam, Amy, whoever comes over, I like, oh, we can't let you tinkle on us, Kennedy.
Lord, she done got a weak bladder. Lord, come on, Kennedy.
Lord, I know. Somebody, I asked Sam
Nervous
this morning.
bladder.
I
Yeah,
said,
she got to go ahead
Sam,
and go
will
to
you
school.
please pray for her?
Yeah, she got to go to school now. It's official. She a little over a year. It's time for her to go to school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So
Okay.
I think it's time for your word up.
I'm loving it.
First of all,
I got a word. Oh.
well, before we go, I just want to say thank you all so much for checking out the Taylor Tilton Show, which is a prelude to the Taylor Tilton Hour. Our television shows, the Christie Taylor Show and Tina Tilton's The Blend, is available for you to watch on replays on YouTube, as well as you can listen to them on podcast platforms. And if you're in one of the 14 Comcast Southeast markets, we come on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And now it's time for Word Up.
Well, as I just mentioned that I've been watching wrestling, and as I reflected on scripture, it reminded me that we all are wrestlers. And what I learned is that all the wrestling matches were fixed fights. They knew who was going to win when they went into the ring. And guess what? We all wrestle every day too. But the Bible tells us that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places. So in the words of our very own Kevin Davidson, as he puts it, that's all right. That's all right. We've already won. The Lord is walking by our side. Everything is all right. Fight on. Because it's a fixed fight. We already won, you guys. Now get that word up in your spirit today. Wrestlers, WWE, and we're coming after you. God, the devil, God is coming after you, devil. Word up. Word up. That's all. Where are you, Christy?
Right here. The fight has been fixed. Go ahead. We got to, you know something. This is when you pass the offering plate. I've been doing it wrong. The offering plate is being passed right now. If you enjoyed that word up, go ahead and send her a cash app to $ Tina Tilton PROD.
That's right. You already won. It's a fixed fight.
It's a fixed fight.
Got him, Kennedy.
Cash app, $ Tina Tilton Prod, PROD. And if you just love me some Christie Taylor, like, oh, I love me some Christie Taylor, y'all can also show me some love. Cash app, Radio Girl Media. And that's Radio Girl with a YRL Media. So $ Radio Girl Media. And Cash App Tina Tilton Prod if you like that. Word up. Oh, wait,
Word up. You did good. Yeah, come on. We can wrestle. Come on now. But you are flesh and blood, so I can't wrestle with you, Christie. I have to wrestle against spiritual wickedness in high places.
That's right.
My bad.
That's right.
But I can't wrestle you for a sport. What say?
Wait a minute, Jocelyn. Hi. Thank you for checking in. I think you checked in a couple weeks ago.
Hi. Good morning.
I think she's yes. Tell me where you're calling. I mean, where you're checking us again from. Anyway, we've got about 5 minutes.
Fight on, Jocelyn. Fight on.
Okay.
I need to. I'm about to get out of character because I got to put on my radio hat / wig in a minute. So right now, matter of fact, you know what? Before we get off this podcast, what would your wrestler name be? What would you? I don't know. I haven't thought of one. What would your wrestler name be?
Good morning from Memphis. Good morning from Memphis. Okay, good. Your last name is what tripped me up. Okay, wait a minute. This is my friend Jocelyn. Hey, lady. Okay, what my wrestling name would be? Okay, well, first of all, you got very quickly since the fight is already fixed.
Yeah.
What are some of the wrestling names? And then I'm gonna see if I can kind of be inspired. Now we know.
Let me go to my remote. Let me get my remote out.
The Rock, Dwayne.
Yeah.
The Rock. Okay, what was his dad's name? Wrestling name? Jerry the King Lawler. Hulk Hogan.
Hold on, I'm about to tell you some episodes.
I'm gonna come up with a real good wrestler name.
Let's see. You have Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Booker T, Macho Man Randy Savage, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Let's see who else. WrestleMania, Edge, DX, Lex Luger. Oh, I got so many to watch. The Bella Twins, Goldberg, Undertaker. I don't know. So some of them looks like they're using their real names, if you will, and some are, Undertaker type names. So what would you be called, Christie Taylor?
I would probably want to go with the TV personality. Wait a minute. Wait, Sweet Georgia Brown. That's right, Jocelyn. She said Sweet Georgia Brown back in the day.
That's not Jocelyn. That's Latanya.
Wait a minute. Latondra Lewis. I'm just reading everything. Sweet Georgia Brown. Thank you, Latondra. See, now she got her readers on the day. What would be my wrestler's name?
So Latondra, is that your wrestler name, Sweet Georgia Brown? Let's see, Mama. What would what would my mama's wrestler name be? My mama call you Vicious One. Call my mama the Vicious One. That would be your mom. Yeah.
Okay, well, Tina, since I want you to name me because I don't know what would be my wrestler name.
Yeah, Lord. Okay, give me your personality first. What personality would you want? Would you want to be the good guy or the bad guy?
I want to be the slick guy. The one you think is good, but I'm ripped. Huh?
There you go. Ampro.
What? What the heck? Ampro as in hair products?
Yeah, it slick your hair back. Or Gorilla Glue.
Oh, now see, there you go. There you go. I would rather take let me name myself. No, that's okay. Get Kristen Love. That's what it's gonna be called. Get Kristen Love, the TV personality, police woman back in the day.
I remember that.
You watch too much wrestling on some. Actually, Latondra Lewis. Now she's watching this documentary. I'll be Christy Love. That's right. They're gonna think I'm sweet and I hit them. They're gonna think I'm sweet. They're gonna be like, you need to get Christy Love. That's right. That's how I'm do it. Christy Love. That's how I'll be. Mm-hmm.
I see. I don't have.
You guys,
1 minute. 30 seconds. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have one. But all I want to do is say y'all tune in. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless. Good night.
Did she really say that, y'all? Did she really say that?
For the biggest, that's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. I've been comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest, that's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. I've been comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest, that's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. I've been comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the